Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Bible in a year as part of discipling. We are currently in the second book of Samuel, and we are in chapter 16. We've just come back from an interesting 5 chapters. Uh, David killing Uriah, Amnon defiling his sister, Absalom killing his brother. Like it's whoa, like King David's life is just in a turmoil. But now we're in chapter 16, where we're going to see the interactions between David and Ziba and the counsel of Ahithophel. David had gone a little beyond the top. David had gone a little beyond the top when Ziba, the servant of Meribal, remember Meribal is Mephibosheth. Ziba was an aide to King Saul, one of his men. When Ziba met him with saddled asses laden with 200 loaves of bread, an ephah of cakes and pressed raisins, an ephah of summer fruits, and a skin of wine, the king said to Ziba, "What do you plan to do with these?" Ziba replied, "These asses are for the king's household to ride on. The bread and the summer fruits are for your servants to eat, and the wine for those to drink who are weary in the desert." Then the king said, "And where is your Lord's son?" So where is basically Mephibosheth, who is Jonathan's son. "Where is your Lord's son?" Ziba answered the king, "He is staying in Jerusalem, for he said, 'Now the Israelites will restore to me my father's kingdom.'" The king therefore said to Ziba, "So everything Meribal had is yours." Are you seeing the way Ziba just lied? Are you seeing how Ziba just lied? He's saying Mephibosheth has aligned with Absalom. That now that Absalom is taking the kingship, everything that belonged to Saul will now finally be given back to him. The kingship of Saul, because remember, kingship is royalty is a monarchy. It's hereditary. You're just born into royalty. So Ziba is lying that Meribal, aka Mephibosheth, has become a traitor to David. He's aligning with Absalom. "Now the Israelites will restore my father's kingdom." The king therefore said to Ziba, okay. So is that what Mephibosheth has decided? Okay. So everything Mephibosheth had is now yours. Then Ziba said, "I pay you homage, my lord the king. May I find favor with you?" Ziba has just lied. He has lied. Traitor, betrayal. Like, as David was approaching Bahurim, a man named Shimei, the son of Gera of the same clan of Saul's family, was coming out of the place, cursing as he came. He threw stones at David and all the king's officers, even though all the soldiers, including the royal guard, were on David's right and on his left. Shimei was saying as he cursed, "Away, away, you murderous and wicked man. The Lord has requited you for all the bloodshed in the family of Saul, in whose stead you became king." Who instead of the lineage of Saul becoming king, you became king, okay? "In whose stead you became king, and the Lord has given over the kingdom to your son Absalom. And now you suffer ruin because you are a murderer." Abishai, the 3 sons of Zeruiah. Abishai, son of Zeruiah, said to the king, "Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, please, and lop off his head." But the king replied, "What business is it of mine and or of yours, sons of Zeruiah, that he curses? Suppose the Lord has told him to curse David. Who then will dare say, 'Why are you doing this?'" Then the king said to Abishai and to all his servants, "If my own son, who came forth from my own loins, is seeking my own life, how much more might this Benjamite do so? Let him alone and let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. Perhaps the Lord will look upon my affliction and make it up to me with benefits for the curses he is uttering this day. Oh, David. Oh my goodness. To be honest, sometimes I am just so dumbfounded by David's honor for God. This guy is cussing David out. He's just cussing David out. And still, David manages to find a way to see the Lord's hand in all of this. Somehow, he still manages to see the Lord's hand in all of this. Like, you guys, leave him alone. I know he's cussing me, but he's telling his men, leave that guy alone. He's cussing me. Perhaps his utterances, perhaps what he's uttering. Oh my goodness, I've just seen it. I will find benefit in his curses. Because there's something we'll see later on in the New Testament, and it says the words of the Lord are healing. So even when God is technically cursing you, there's healing in it. And so we know the words of the Lord are healing in itself. So never fear. Even sometimes you'll hear, for those who are fortunate enough to hear the audible voice of God, which is called Rhema words, yeah? When you hear the audible voice of God and it's something not pleasing, remember, he always reveals in order to redeem you. So even if God calls you in the middle of the night and he calls you, you thief, you adulterer, or you whatever, take it as healing because he has revealed, because his intention is not to break you with that word. His intention is to redeem you through that word. So this is what David is showing us here. He's like, you know what? This guy is uttering curses. Maybe through that curse, I might find a benefit. If it's the words of the Lord, in that curse, I may find a benefit. Oh my goodness. Okay. David and his men continued on the road, while Shimei kept abreast of them on the hillside, all the while cursing and throwing stones and dirt as they went. I mean, these are men whose scripture, it says, Abishai, and you remember his brother, they used to glide. These are men who used to run so fast they looked like a gazelle on a field. These are all mighty men who are walking with the Spirit of the Lord alongside David. Yet they're just walking like, because Abishai is like, oh my goodness, I can snap your head in a minute. But David is telling him, no, leave that guy alone. He's cursing me. Maybe the curses are true. Maybe he's speaking the words of God. And if he's cursing me with the words of God, I will find benefit in that curse. Whew. So the king and all the soldiers with him arrived at the Jordan, tired out, and stopped there for a rest. In the meantime, Absalom, accompanied by Ahithophel, entered Jerusalem with all the Israelites. When David's friend Hushai the Archite came to Absalom, he said to him, "Long live the king, long live the king." But Absalom asked Hushai, "Is this your devotion to your friend? Why did you not go with your friend?" Hushai replied to Absalom, "On the contrary, I am his whom the Lord and all these people and all Israel have chosen. So I'm not for David, I am who the Lord has." So of course he's lying. Whom the Lord has chosen, so lying to Absalom that the Lord has chosen you, and who the Israelites have chosen. We just know that the Israelites have defied God at this point. On the contrary, I am with him, I will stay. Furthermore, as I was in attendance upon your father, so will I be before you. Whom should I serve, if not his son? Then Absalom said to Ahithophel, "Offer your counsel on what we should do." Ahithophel replied to Absalom, "Have relations." Oh my goodness. Do you remember David's prayer? "Lord, make Ahithophel's prayer folly," advice to be folly, to be foolishness. Ahithophel replied to Absalom, "Have relations with your father's concubines." You remember David left 10 of his concubines in his palace to take care of things? whom he left behind to take care of the palace. When all Israel hears how odious you have made yourself to your father, all your partisans will take courage. So a tent was pitched on the roof for Absalom. Premeditated sin is what we call iniquity. Premeditated sin. And he visited his father's concubines in view of all Israel. He slept with his father's concubines as all Israel watched. Do you remember the prophecy that was given that he, an individual, will lay with your wives? He, an individual, one individual, will lay with your wives. We read it about 2 chapters back. It has happened. Now, the counsel given by Ahithophel at that time was as though one had sought divine revelation. Such was all his counsel, both to David and to Absalom. So we know that Ahithophel is working in the gift of counsel. Counsel is from God, it's a gift of God. But when it's corrupted, David, number one, corrupted it in prayer. Number two, God still used it in a way to fulfill the curse that was put upon him. And now Ahithophel is playing it fully all out. Later on in scripture, we'll see why Ahithophel is also a bitter man. Because also for sometimes the enemy to use you, you have to have a doorway opened. We will see later on how Ahithophel was actually related, not blood relation, but how he is connected to Uriah the Hittite. We move on to chapter 17, the counsel of Hushai the Archite.